People who don't drink alcohol, why? I realized I was drinking as a coping mechanism. I had gotten myself into a very bad way with some worse people, and one day it just clicked that alcohol was a tool I was using to suppress the pain of everything. When I really want to drink now, it's not because of daily stressors or hanging out and having fun. It's because of fear, and it's an indication that I need to evaluate what's happening in my life. And I also really slur my words whenever I drink the smallest amount. I already struggle getting words out sometimes, and alcohol makes it that much worse. I'm weird enough without it. I'm a great dancer without it, lol. So expensive. Most of them taste awful. I'm extremely lightweight, so I don't always find it fun. Alcohol makes me sleepy, and I'm already sleepy all the time. More serious answers. Recovering from eating disorders, but it's a waste of calories. My family drinks too much, and I'm always embarrassed to see how they act when they're drunk. I have been cheated on enough times in my life, receiving the excuse that they were drunk and didn't mean to do it. Excessive alcohol ethanol use over the years shrinks your brain by brain cell death, testicles I wish I was joking, floods body with estrogen, bad for males, amongst other terrible things. The more I learned about what alcohol physically does to the body and the mind, the quicker I ditched it. The final wake-up call was seeing a CT scan of a healthy brain and an alcoholic's brain side by side. Insane. 60 days sober in 3 days, rock on gesture. What started off as childhood religious beliefs evolved into a general disdain for this stuff. I've never drunk before, and I don't like what it does to other people, not only with the long-term health detriments but with the short-term dangers that being cognitively impaired can have on yourself and others around you. Personally, I'd rather always maintain a sense of self-control and be responsible for my own actions. My religion forbids it. But even if I were allowed, I still wouldn't. Of all the sins it forbids, this makes the most sense. I've seen the effects it has on people's health and relationships, from drunk driving to abuse to ruined marriages. Sometimes it brings out the worst in people. I don't understand why it is so normalized around the world. Instead, us non-drinkers get stigmatized for not participating. I used to drink, a lot. Earlier this year, mid-February, I decided I wanted to better my health. Since then I have noticed serious pain throughout my entire body. Still going to doctor after doctor to figure it out. It's starting to look like fibromyalgia, though no one wants to say that for certain. I had been self-medicating for years and finally have gotten the help I needed. 'Cause I'm trying to quit. For every 100 memories of uneventful yet fun nights of drinking, I have one really bad episode where I either hurt myself, or do something incredibly stupid that cost me so much time, money, and energy to rectify, or end up with a horribly embarrassing and nerve-wracking reoccurring memory. It's not worth it. I'm trying to change. Hard liquor every night, started to see dependence setting in and stopped enjoying it, and started to interfere with work. Final straw was when I went to the hospital for severe withdrawal symptoms. I'm about 3 weeks and not a drop, going to rehab for a month and a couple of days for a month. Wish me blessings. Been sober my whole life. Raised that way due to religion, but once I was past it I just don't see the appeal. Smells awful, I don't like the feeling of being drug buzzed at all, and I never need courage. In fact, I'm sure I've made enough bad decisions without it to ever need it. Handful of concussions, broken bones in hands, fingers, a dislocated jaw that never healed properly, constant blackouts, and a few arrests. Finally, after 11 years of getting fucked up every chance I got, I decided to call it quits. Now I'll be 1 year sober at the end of the month. I will once in a while, but I don't consider myself a drinker. 1 family history of addiction. 2 been there, done that with being wild. 3 I like being in control of myself. 4 it doesn't appeal to me like it used to. 5 it's not a party if it happens every night. Save money both from buying and potential health issues from it. I don't appreciate drunk mentality. I do not need to display myself while drunk, lol, nor want to potentially reveal secrets. I don't want to ruin. Is it liver? But also kidneys, I assume. I don't like the taste, and I don't want to consider the loss of judgment I could have with some drinks in me. I've never needed alcohol to be brave enough to talk to someone of the opposite sex, and to relax after work. I just like to be outside. I have a high tolerance. If I drink too little, I get a headache, and it costs too much to make an ass out of myself. I don't totally abstain, but it's not part of my daily, weekly, or even monthly routine. More of a special occasion thing for me. My wife is a recovering alcoholic, and alcohol has caused enough problems in my life. I also have a family history of alcoholism. After seeing what alcoholism almost did to my wife and how it impacted me and my family, it's only playing with fire. I believe some common reasons are unhealthy, against religious beliefs, don't like it, family has had problems with it, concerns with having problems with it, history of alcoholism. There are probably more. The reasons I listed can overlap. A bad car accident back in 2008 and losing my fiancé in it. When I learned about it after I woke up from my coma. I have survivor's guilt and massive depression. I don't drink to stay here. If I drink I will end it all. I can't do that. If I have more than one drink, maybe two, I will throw up. It's only fun for about 20 minutes and then I'm nauseous for 24 hours. It's just not worth it to me. I get a drink with friends a few times a year and that's pretty much it. I'm a sad drunk. I just hit a point where no matter what I'm going to start crying. I read somewhere it could be because I have bottled trauma and unresolved emotions I bury. Either way, I don't enjoy getting drunk just to cry. Grew up a nerd, so didn't touch the stuff when I was young. When I was old enough to drink, I was old enough to see how many alcoholics were in my family. Finally, every doctor I've ever told I don't drink has replied, good. I've never enjoyed the taste. Then I went through like a month when I tried drinking, that culminated in me drinking an entire bottle of vodka, vomiting a bunch, blacking out, and never drinking again. Weed is better anyway. Almost died once. Drank so much I was throwing up halfway through the next day. Couldn't eat. I can't even imagine how high my BAC levels were. I still have one maybe once a month, but for the most part, I gave it up. My father is an alcoholic. My grandfather was an alcoholic until he went missing. My uncle is a former alcoholic. My friends' relatives are alcoholics. Some of my friends lost their fathers because they drank. Got drunk at 16 and cycled home. Pedaled up a hill, fell backwards. Mom was there too and said I was still trying to cycle even though I was on my back with the bike playing on top of me. Also price and taste. Rank. Honestly, I just don't like the way it feels. I don't like not being in control of myself. I don't like stumbling around like an idiot, and I hate the way it makes me feel the following day. I much prefer cannabis. Hangovers are not worth it. Alcohol makes me tired. I hate feeling regret for feeling hungover and losing a day I could have enjoyed. I don't like drunk people. Also, embarrassed smiley face, so sweaty and in everyone's business, ugh. Religion, duh. But I've watched people do batshit things thanks to alcohol. I don't feel like I'm missing anything by never having it. Let me tell you, you can have so much fun without drinking alcohol. I had an alcoholic mother and an out-of-control eating disorder, and I saw the writing on the wall for me. I took a vow of sobriety at 18 and haven't looked back. One of the best decisions I ever made. I quit in 2009 along with smoking cigarettes. To this day I cringe when I think about the stupid things I did under the influence, the shit I said, the fights I started, etc. It's just not worth it. I get this shits and horrible acid reflux that will keep me up all night and last for a whole day or more. It's a trigger for my IBS. Even half a glass of wine is enough to fuck me up for 2 days. It tastes awful and one drink is enough to make me violently ill for a day or two. I also hate drinking culture. Which may as well be a crime because my entire country's culture is just drinking. A lot of bad things happen under the influence of alcohol. Almost nothing good. Perhaps Alan Watts' speeches, I heard he would get hammered then talk all deep, but that's a needle in a haystack. It's boring. And generally just a waste of money. It makes me feel dizzy, nauseated, I wake up the next day feeling like shit. I'd have significantly more fun doing any of my other hobbies. I just don't enjoy it. With it being pretty bad for you, I don't see a reason to get used to it so that I don't mind the taste when I don't care for how it makes me feel in the first place. It tastes disgusting. Tried plenty of different drinks even ones people claimed you couldn't taste alcohol in at all and they were all disgusting. Tastes like nail polish remover smells. I just really don't enjoy it. Just like some people don't like coffee, or pineapple on their pizza, or cilantro. I just don't particularly care for alcohol, or its side effects. Long family history of people dealing and failing to control their alcohol addiction. So the best way to make sure this won't happen to me, is to avoid it as much as possible. Don't care for the flavors. The intoxication isn't something I enjoy. And the prices they charge for drinks make me think I stumbled into the Whole Foods section of bars. 3 reasons. 1. It's expensive. 2. I can't control myself and will drink until I get sick or run out of booze. 3. Drunk me is an asshole, so I'd rather not put him in charge. My religion, Islam, doesn't allow it. I was drinking alcohol before then I gave up it. I still want to drink now when I feel as shit, but I'm keeping myself not to do, because it tastes terrible and I personally like being able to make decisions for myself, and my mom went through it and she always told me to stay far away from it. That's definitely an ethanol. I'm not good at chemistry though, it's gross, waste of money, waste of relationships, unsafe driving, but the main reason is religion, because there is nothing that requires alcohol, and if there is no such thing, why would I put my body through disorientation and stupor for the heck of it? I love beer. I love drinking beer and mowing my lawn. I have been completely sober for 18 months and I miss it. I'm not going to drink, but I love it. Damn, couple arrests, a good amount of arguments, and a crippling load of anxiety. Since getting sober I've had none or very little of those three things. Mom was an alcoholic, cousin has problems with it. Just don't want to deal with it. I'll drink but I hate the way I feel drunk. I'm a big ol' stoner. I quit drinking by myself cause I would drink too much on weekends and I was tired of hangovers. Only drink socially now, somewhat in moderation. I am a cancer survivor with one kidney. I have been advised to not drink as it increases my already higher cancer risk and is hard on my kidney. Wastes money. Causes headaches and beer belly. Makes people unsafe drivers. I've seen how it ruined my boyfriend's life before he died. I don't know. Just hit 30 and I've never had a drink. Ironically, not drinking seems to be a worse relationship destroyer than drinking. The woman who gave birth to my son is a raging alcoholic and deadbeat, so it kind of took all the fun out of even just a couple beers. Tastes gross, is expensive, makes you feel like shit, and is extremely bad for you. The better question is, why does anyone drink it?